member of the press, esteemed representatives from government ministries and agencies, development partners, civil society organizations, organizations of persons with disability, and most importantly, the resilient women and girls with disabilities. We are privileged to say good morning. The Mimjane Foundation for Women and Children with Disability humbly welcomes you to this press conference. Today simply presents the opportunity to reaffirm a shared commitment to justice, dignity, and equity from women and children with disabilities in Nigeria. We are here to spotlight a significant body of work that flows in the wake of the Global Disability Summit GDS held in Berlin, Germany on the 2nd to 3rd of April 2025. The summit was historic and it governed government donors, civil society actors, private sectors, leaders, and organizations of persons with disabilities from around the world together who adopted the Amman Berlin Declaration and launched over 800 new commitments aimed at advancing disability inclusive development and humanitarian actions. Nigeria stood proudly among the nations that pledged to accelerate disability rights. But as many of us know, commitments alone are not enough. The truth test lies in whether this promise can reflect in the lives of those who need it, mostly, particularly women and girls with disabilities who face double stigma, stereotype, layers of discrimination, stigmatization, and deliberate exclusion from the scheme of things. That is why the project is set to address with generous support from urgent action funds. This project was initiated by the Mimjane Foundation in collaboration with 4 dynamic women-led organizations: Alliance for Disability Justice Initiative, Hope Alive for Possibility Initiative, Family Centered for Challenged Persons Friendship, Ability Aid. Together, we form a grassroots-driven accountability consortium led by women informed and lived experience and grounded in community realities. The objective was clear: to assess Nigeria's GDS commitment, raise visibility for underserved disability issues, and ensure no woman or girl child with disability is forgotten in the implementation.
We focus on 40 thematic areas, each one critical to provide one GDS. One inclusive data. Every child deserves to learn in a supportive, accessible, and inclusive environment. We advocated for inclusive systems that embrace learners with disabilities, not only in policy but in practice. These include accessible school infrastructure, inclusive curricula, and teacher training that recognizes diversity in learning. Number 2, sexual and reproductive health rights and SRHR. The right to bodily autonomy and quality healthcare is fundamental. We centered our advocacy around removing the barriers that continue to limit women and girls with disabilities from accessing SRHR services, ranging from inaccessible facilities to deeply research social skills. Number 3, economic empowerment. Because disability should never mean independence, through this pillar, we advance the rights of women and persons with disabilities to access skills, livelihood, and the tools to thrive economically. Number 4, disaggregated data and accountability. We cannot plan what we do not measure. Without gender and disability disaggregated data, persons with disabilities remain invisible in national policy. We call for establishment of inclusive data systems that track progress, inform planning, and support evidence-based decision. To translate our advocacy into action, the project delivers several strategic interventions. One, which is the review of GDS commitment. We undertook a comprehensive analysis of over 30 commitments Nigeria made at the previous GDS event, evaluating implementation progress and spotlighting their, particularly those affecting women with disabilities. Number two, development of policy and advocacy briefs. Four evidence-based briefs were developed to support decision makers and advocates. One with inclusive education, SRHR, economic empowerment, and disaggregated data. These briefs are available in both standard and simplified formats, ensuring accessibility across audience. They have already been shared with key ministries, legislators, and development partners. Number three, launch of a project website and reporting tool. We launched a dedicated website, which is www.postgds.org, that will remain active for the next 3 years, serve as a repository of knowledge, a space for real-time updates, and a platform for stakeholder accountability. It also includes an online reporting tool where civil society, BCOs, and government officials can submit reports and track action. This is transparency in action. Number four, storytelling and awareness campaign. We carried out a data and media campaign that gave space to the voices of real women with disabilities, not as victims but as change makers. These stories were featured in television and radio interviews, skit and drama production, targeted social media ads. This campaign reached over 50,000 people online, challenged stigma and humanized the disability experience. We are proud to report the following. Over 30 GDS committed to build and analyze a functional M&A and online reporting tool launch. A 3-year project was like defined and hosted. 4 policy briefs, published and disseminated. 12 storytelling features shared across digital and traditional media. 50,000 plus online engagement. Active engagement with ministries, media, DCOs, and global partners. Women as well with disabilities, position as change agents, not carrying with them. This project will be concluding, but our work is half of over. We are determined to build on this momentum forward. Promoting national adoption of the MRT field by ministry and relevant agencies. Hosting the higher accountability forum and tells with CPOs and government action. Supporting inclusive budgeting and policy design informed by our research and continue storytelling as a method of and community building. Strengthening partnerships locally and globally to drive a change impact. We believe that this change is possible, but it must be intentional, restrictive, and irreversible. We extend our research practices to ethnic action for Africa. Both flexible and permanent funding model empowered us to act quickly and strategically. To our consortium partners, Disability Justice, Hope and Life for Population Initiatives, FHCIC, and the Albanian Aid Center. Thank you for your urgent collaboration and feedback. To our consultants, media allies, technical consultants, and every woman and girl who shared her voice in the story. You are the heartbeat
Close.
of this
Let's leave you with a simple truth. Disability inclusion is not an act of goodwill. It is a matter of human rights, of development, and justice. Let us not treat this moment as a conclusion, but as an invitation to go beyond commitment to engage to an act to remain accountable. Call to action. We call on all stakeholders, government, media, development partners, and the public to engage with our tools consults, finding and work this part with us, because when we empower women and girls with disabilities, we build a stronger and more inclusive Nigeria for everyone. Thank you.
Projects. My name is Okachi Cynthia, and this project is not just about creating awareness on the commitments of Nigeria at the GDS conference. It is to ensure that we partner with every stakeholder to ensure that these commitments are not mere promises. We have an online tracking tool where we can get feedbacks from the public, from the government ministries, and from CSOs on their commitments, the progresses and the barriers they encounter in carrying out their commitments for the GDS. We have a website that gives us opportunity to get feedbacks, to share our stories, and also have best inputs in ensuring that the voices of women with disabilities are heard when it comes to implementation of the post-GDS summit. We have drafted and disseminated policies across the 4 components of the commitment at the GDS, which is education, health, data disaggregation, and economic empowerment. Not just to seek or to demand implementation, but to also support policymakers, to support duty bearers in carrying out this inclusion that they have promised. Because in the time past, we have assumed that the government knows how to do it best, but we have overlooked the part of civil societies, the part of organizations of persons with disability, women rights and movements, to ensure that we collaboratively come to a partnership or collaboration on how to ensure that these commitments by 2026 are not mere promises. We urge the general public, especially the media, who is our voice, to continue to push for the inclusion of women in the scheme of things. We want the general public, private sectors, to be considerate of women with disabilities in their policy. As a private sector, as a private organization, ensure that your policies, your work policies, are considerate, are sensitive of the women with disabilities. That every program and budgeting should be gender sensitive. That the media should send out messages that promote the inclusion of women with disability, that myths and stigmatization that hamper the full inclusion of persons, women with disability in the society, should be debunked and the positive narrative spread. Thank you very much.
Comfort effort. And I must say this project is just at the right time. It cannot be any time timely than this time. And we have looked into the intersectionalities of disabilities, especially looking at women with disability who face multiple layers of barriers. And we have looked at inclusive education. We know that we have not really achieved inclusive education here in Nigeria. We still have exclusive schools where our children still go to schools like schools for the blind, school for the deaf. And we are calling all relevant stakeholders and both private institutions to ensure that their schools are inclusive for our children, because inclusive education only means that a child with disabilities can go to a school that is neighboring to where they stay and not traveling interstate to access education. And we also looked at inclusive health, where a woman with disability can access medical health care and facilities without being carried like a log of wood. A person using wheelchair can access any facility, any hospital. A person who is blind can access informations that are necessary and relevant to them. For instance, like a drug, we have a lot of people who have taken drugs they are not supposed to take just because they don't have real labels on them and they cannot access what is written on the pack. And we are also talking about disaggregated data. There is no way that we can achieve this inclusion we are clamoring for without the disaggregated data. How would you be able to include women with disabilities economically without even knowing how many women with disability are in your community? How are you being able to track how many women with disabilities are benefiting from that scheme which you have provided? Whatsoever we are doing, we are clamoring that we are included. And also, there is nothing for us without us. From the decision making stage, we should have people from the disability community who are part of the stakeholders on that decision making table to make the decision. If not, we'll be making decision which is now aftermath of what we have done that might not really be effective. this project has gone a long way in empowering women with disabilities to know their rights and also to know the commitment that was made in the global disability summit, which were not even there. But through this project, we've known everything, and through the tool that was launched, we're able to track what is going on and also to give in our input. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning once again. My name is Rusty and I work with Focal Life Practice Initiative. Happy. So have been like a key partner in implementation of this project, which was particular about media visibility for women and girls with disabilities. We're the ones that conducted the interviews for women and girls with disabilities, mobilized women and girls with disabilities to attend the radio programs, the TV programs that we talked about during the press statement. And I'm glad to see that some of the persons who participated in the interview are also present here. Some of the people who were interviewed, some of the people who attended the radio stations and TV programs are also present there. And I'm glad to see them share their experience. So what this thing does for us as happy and also like an organization leading in the media creative that we do not assume for women and girls with disabilities. We want them to be the ones to share their experience by themselves. So oftentimes we are engaging them directly. We are not assuming, we are not going online to and download scripts for people to read. That's why we read that these are real, they are real experience. They are sharing their experiences with the public. And this way, even if the commitment that Nigeria made do not really align with us, we are able to know that this is our experience and this is what the commitment that Nigeria submitted. How then are we able to correlates with what Nigeria submitted and what we are actually experiencing? So we have these things available. They are out there on social media. You can reach to us after here. We'll be able to like provide you access to it. For the meantime, for those that are present here, you can check Mimjane Foundation on social media. All these interviews that we conducted are out there on social media. So these 5,000 members are persons that have been reached with this storytelling. This is just like it's less than 2 months since these stories are posted, and if we can reach 5,000 persons in less than a month, there is even hope that we can reach more than that even after this project. So as well, there are critical things that I have mentioned here. We talked about the website. As persons with disabilities, as organization of persons with disabilities, how are we able to make use of this website that is being produced? This is for us. This is a learning platform specifically. It's not just for government. It's not for us to just track. It's for us to be able to learn. We go there, we see what has happened, we learn from it, and know what we can do next. It's only when you track advocacy you are able to like do better. If you don't track your effort, you will not be able to like improve. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, my name is Mimjane Foundation. I work with the Family Centered Initiative for Challenge Person, and this disability-led organization that focuses on inclusivity and creating employment opportunities, skill empowerment, economic empowerment for persons with disability and women with disability. And I'm also a fashion designer, and at this time is a right time for us to see how much we've been achieved by one being on the implementation of the Disability Act, and then we could GDS program to see how to not just the main word or how far the implementation and going. I think monitoring and supervision is very paramount at this time. See that okay, this thing is not just a main word, but see that every stakeholder is working together to see that into the reality. And then there should be reviews that focus on specific needs women and girls with disability face, especially in their daily activities and life, and focus on economic empowerment too of persons of women and girls with disability. This is paramount because there is intersectionality between disability and gender, which women with disability face multiple discrimination on that angle. Even in mainstream organization, women with disability face be marginalized as well, and then they are left behind. So I think everyone should see that this is not just a mere word, but see that everybody, every hands on deck to see that this is the reality. and there should be use of Disability Right Act, and like she said about what we face, that what is peculiar to us as women with disability in this part of the world, not just at the global platform, but what women with disability face at the Nigerian citizen. So I think that should be his focus should be on the rural area as well. Women with disability that live in rural area, how are they bedding, how are they, are they the all the issues that are aligned with their economic empowerment and society at large. Thank you.
Government officials, you're mostly welcome. Our prayer, we're not going to pay the prayer into your account, but the prayer is that we should please build on the temple to ensure we are voices to women and persons with disability. Also, from your own corner, ensure you support this struggle for the full implementation of all the commitment that Nigeria made at the GDS. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.